I have a surprise for you, but it looks like you might have some hints as to what the surprises are.
I don't know about surprise right now, my friend.
This is the first time. No, this is so. Are we talking sexperts now?
Yeah, because
you want to get into character.
It's almost that time. We have a little bit of time to vamp and talk about it.
We had one sexperts episode in the 200 that we've done where neither one of us knew who the guest was when they walked in the door.
Yeah,
because someone sent us an email in character and showed up to record the episode in character, and it was awesome. Like that was one of the best days of sexperting that we've had.
Yeah.
I can't remember since then if we've had an episode where you showed up and didn't know who the guest was going to be.
Yeah, so that's the surprise, and
that's the surprise. And we booked two guests today, who are major contributors to our podcast over the years, but they've never been on a podcast together.
Holy shit!
And they're straddling state lines and time zones to perform together through the magic of technology.
I'm going to love this, my friend. I do want to back up and say that we do have a podcast called The Sexperts. Check it out, sexpertspodcast.com, everywhere you listen to podcasts. This is going to be, now, I'm going to rag on Brian. We didn't do the 199th episode, but we have 198 that you can check out right now. We've been doing this for 3 years now, and I wouldn't do it with any other person in the world. We actually, we did this podcast on the road.
That's not true. You did an episode without me.
Fuck off. Okay, anyways, we started this podcast. I just hit record on my phone when we were on our way to a podcast, or not a comedy festival in North Carolina, and we kept on doing it. So it's one of the best things, in my life right now, Brian.
Same, man. My two kids and the Sexperts podcast.
But yeah, we're coming up on our 200th episode, and it's just like fun because we get to improvise with, you'll see what it is. We get to improvise with all kinds of people from Push Comedy Theater in Norfolk, Virginia, all around Hampton Roads, stand-ups, sometimes not even like comedians, just people who just know of us and want to like talk with us. People
we've had
from
poets, we've had writers, we've had a couple minor celebrities on the podcast over the years.
It's been grand.
We had one of my kids on the podcast.
That's right. Yeah.
There was a time where if you Googled my kids' names, the Sexperts page is the first thing that came up.
Which he's probably going to get laid for that eventually.
No.
I knew Brian wouldn't like that. I'm probably plenty loud right now. I'm probably cackling in your ears. Sorry about that. Well, keep on donating. Thank you guys so much. We're at 8% of our total goal. I don't know if we're 8% done. Let's see. We're 2 hours out of 24. So I think we're doing pretty well. Can you crunch the numbers?
We're doing even better than that. We just got an offer to become famous and buy followers, primes, and viewers.
Oh, hey, you made it when you fucking have either hecklers or bots in your chat. I want to give a shout out to, we already gave a bunch of shout outs to Maggie and Mike. Thank you guys so much. I don't have my applause button right now. Maggie and Mike, Margarita, Halfway Books, George Booker, and then L Green just donated $20. Let me find some. I don't have my fucking applause. My name is here. Applause. Thank you. Keep on donating. Go to earprov.com. We're at $290 at 3,500. And I'm fucking in it to win it right now. We're about to do a show that we've done 198 times, or for Brian 197 because he wasn't in that one. I'm gonna go ahead and get into character as Dr. John, which bam, I'm in character. All right, let me actually. I keep on forgetting that I have a slideshow for this. Here we go. You ready? Recording in 3, 2.
Beep, 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 beep. Turn on your computer, dial up the web, download some information into your head. It's Dr. John and Delilah, they're having a great time. Data to do, it's simply true, we're the Sexperts.
And we're recording, and intro music, and hi there, welcome to the Sexperts. I'm your host, Dr. John T. Alanese, SCPM.
And I'm Delilah Haydare, emergency phlebotomist.
Emergency phlebotomist. Wow. Even in the pandemic?
Only in the pandemic. I'm not credentialed to work during normal times, but in the case of emergency, I am credentialed to be a phlebotomist.
Well, I'm saluting you. I know this is a podcast. People can't see us right now, but I'm saluting you. I'm giving you a double salute. I'm going from my temple down to my nipples, temple, nipples. I think
It's an honor to serve.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we are your sexperts. We are your sexperts. So if you're listening to us right now, we've been serving you for, 75, 80 years now combined between you and I, Delilah.
I had that 1 month where I had mono and I couldn't sexpert, and it was brutal.
Yeah.
But other than that, 75 years of nonstop sexperting.
I know mono is brutal. It was brutal for me because I had to pick up your slack. I was sexperting for 2 at that point. So
that is, speaking of an honor to serve.
Yeah. Well, this is a very special, this is going to be our 200th, 199 and 200. We're kind of combining them just because it's so fucking special.
It's fun.
It's, so we've actually been, because we are the sexperts, we've actually, gotten in touch with, Dr. Fauci, Dr. Anthony Fauci of,
we had a threesome with him last weekend, on the golf course.
Yeah, it was interesting. I haven't done a 3M threesome in a while. It's usually 2 M's, 1 femme, but yeah, anyways.
I'll play golf with anybody, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. So the vaccine is rolling out, Operation Warp Speed. But there was actually a snag that the general public doesn't know. So our topic of the week is actually Operation WAP Speed. That's WAP as in wet ass pussy. So Operation Wet Ass Pussy Speed. We're going to talk all about what Dr. Fauci told us from Dr. Anthony Fauci's lips to my lips to Delilah's lips.
From doctor to midwife to phlebotomist, the classic medical chain of command.
Yes, to your ears. But I'm chatting way too much. We're just 2 little chatty Cathys here on our 200th grand. I was going to say grand finale. Do you want to hang it up, Delilah?
Let's do a suicide pact for 20 minutes from now.
Okay, and we actually don't have much time because I think this is all part of the Coachella sort of thing. I don't really know what this is.
Yeah, these Coachella people like squeezing us into 30 minutes. Like, we need time to roam.
Yeah. So we got to get motoring. We got to get motoring.
So let's bring our guest out.
Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your guests. Come on in here, guests. Where are they? What is going on? Oh my God. Welcome. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves? Go ahead and introduce yourselves, please.
Yes, I am the Vault Raider.
Welcome, Vault Raider. And who else we got there?
And this is my partner in crime, Shu.
Hello, my name is Shu.
Yes, we are nationally famous bank robbers.
That is his first important thing is the fame. And my first important thing is that we are in love.
We are very much in love. In fact, we were robbing a bank.
The same one.
Yes, by coincidence, we were robbing the same bank at the same time.
That's quite a meet cute. That's straight out of a rom-com.
I burst into the bank, right? And I'm like, put your hands up. And then she turns around. She's like, I already got him.
Oh, no. What are you doing? Robbing the same bank as me. And then he was like, and then he looked at me all doe-eyed and he said.
Yeah, I said, well, golly gee, it looks like we should team up.
And I said, I love you.
Oh,
you said it right. You said I love you on the first robbery.
Yeah, it's like, we.
I gotta back up a little bit. I know you were talking in the past, so when you introduced yourself, you had a very Eastern European accent, and then when we were talking in the past, you got kind of like country. So,
well, Dr. John, I think you need to understand that we're here on this podcast. We can't use our real speaking voice, We got to change it up.
Our identities have to remain anonymous. Why do you think we're wearing these ridiculous masks?
It has to be hard being famous and a bank robber. You'd probably want to keep it under wraps.
Well, that explains it. I thought I was catching you guys maybe in a lie, but you're doing it. Wow. Okay. I like to do a little bit of accent work myself.
Oh, don't.
Yeah, you need to work on that, son. Yeah, you got to work on that.
It's clear you don't have any training.
No, it's like, when we first started robbing banks, we went to dialect training school by necessity.
It was necessity. Otherwise, you get caught. How do you think we've been doing it for so long and not gotten caught?
That's really interesting.
How many banks have you robbed?
Yeah.
283.
Dear
You must be
Lord.
filthy rich. What do you do with all the money?
Well, we're not. We have a lot of student loans.
We had to spend a lot to learn all of these accents, and bank robbery is tricky. It's hard.
Yeah, I had to take out a student loan to pay for my drama school to learn these accents.
That's fascinating because one of my ex-wives took a theater class, and she described. They go around the room. They say, "Why are you here today?" And a lot of people are like, "Well, I want to be a big-time movie star. I want to be an actor. I want to blah 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 blah." So when it came to you, you must have been like, "I want to rob banks," and that must have been like mind-blowing, I guess.
Well,
Aim first, the loans or the robbing?
Well. Plus, like you have to understand something here is that, when I was a young lad, I got a lot of credit card debt. I got a lot of cards with a high APR and a variable interest rate, and you got to pay those debts off somehow. You understand?
I completely understand. I want to get to our topic today because you guys are fascinating, and I have so many questions for you. But we got to talk about Operation WAP Speed. What's that,
Dr. John? Delilah asked us a question, asked us what we did with the money, and we never answered that.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, go ahead, Shu. Shu, by the way.
I'm sorry. Vault Raider did, in fact, answer it a little bit about the student loans. Yeah, that most of the money goes to the student.
Do you have any money left over?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, and that's what I was excited to talk about.
Oh, talk.
Yes, tell him, my love. You must tell them.
I will, my darling. I spend most of my money on luxurious ball gowns. I like to rent the runway, as they say, and I wear them in my house.
Yes, and before COVID, we would go out to many cotillions.
What?
I love the cotillion.
What's a cotillion? I actually don't know that word. It's not a sex word. I better not be.
Sex is something that you have after you complete the cotillion.
Well, I got to get me into some cotillions. I still don't know what is a cotillion.
200 episodes, and I think this is the first time someone taught us something about sex.
You have to understand that the cotillion, it is where high society people dress up in tuxedos and fancy ball gowns, and they have a large dinner party with dancing with a nice symphony orchestra.
And I happen to have a very strong penchant for the cotillion, for the orchestra, and I also play the flute.
Yes, she plays the flute very well.
I play the flute in the orchestra.
Are these high society types, are they accepting of you guys, or do they
good question.
frown upon your lifestyle and how you make a living?
Well, we keep it mostly private from them. We don't want to go to jail.
But you're so famous for being bank robbers. I figured word must get out.
Well, you have to understand that a lot of these high society types, they back down when you threaten to beat them up with the fisticuffs.
Oh, whoa. Jeez,
my dad always taught me that blue collar crime could kick the shit out of white collar crime.
Okay, listen, I have a question. So, Vault Raider, I get it. You're a Vault Raider. You raid vaults. That makes sense. Shu, where does Shu come from? What is that?
Well, I'll tell ya. It's because I have little shoes every time I go into rob a bank. I'm always making sure that I'm wearing my little shoes. Because if you wear the big shoes and you clump when you go into the bank, they'll catch you. They're also too heavy. So you have to make sure that you have little flat. You ever seen the ballet flats?
Yeah.
That's my secret weapon is the shoe.
So, but why not little shoe?
You've got to understand that, a big part of robbing a bank is having precise footwork, and you can't do that if your shoes are all jacked up. I wouldn't be able to raid the vault if she didn't have the proper footwear so that she could watch things, in the lobby.
Also, I keep knives inside of my shoes.
That makes sense. Well, I was going to ask, so you like little shoes, but you're just shoe singular, and you're not little shoe. It's not really.
Oh,
working.
that's because when I first met Vault Raider, and he saw me, and he saw my little shoes with the knives hidden inside, he said, you know what you are? You're just like one of those little shoes.
Yeah, you got to understand is that when she met me, I was still just cash drawer raider. I didn't. It was a one-man operation. I couldn't raid the vault. That was
your first attempt
too close to the sun.
That was your first bank?
Wow.
You found love on the first bank robbery of your career.
And then I said, "You're my big vault raider," and he said, "You're my little shoe."
Oh, but
I've been
again, little shoe
for 75 years, and I haven't found love.
How'd you become just shoe though? What did it? You keep saying little shoe, but why is it just shoe?
Because he said I look like a little shoe. I'm like a little shoe. I'm cute and adorable.
Yeah, see, she's like
inside of me.
Oh, okay. Like if I were to
like
say
the Piedmont, yes, like little foot. Like the Piedmont. It is where it is the ideas that popped into my mind.
Oh,
when I first met her.
Well, wait. You know what's popping in my mind? I hate to interrupt, but we don't have a whole lot of time with this festival. We got to get to our topic of the day, which is Operation WAP Speed, which is WAP as in wet ass pussy. And Dr. Fauci. What?
Bro.
Who is that? Who's saying that? I can't.
It's me. It's you, bro. Okay, I didn't pay thousands upon thousands of dollars to go to Juilliard to not have you not recognize me when I talk. Okay, that's the point. Is for you to not recognize me. Duh. Okay, back to my point. I forgot what my point was. I was so mad you didn't recognize me, bro.
I have to say something here.
Yeah, is that Vault Raider?
Dr. John and Delilah, it's like your topic, Operation WAP Speed, really offensive to Italians, bro.
Oh, wait, no, it's wet ass pussy. Why are they offended by that, Italians?
Well, it's like similar to a derogatory term for Italians.
Okay, no.
Yeah, without papers. That's what WAP means.
Oh my God. Delilah, why didn't you tell me about this? Delilah, what have you been doing? What have you been doing the past few weeks when we decided on the 200th episode topic?
I've been phlebotomizing in an emergency.
Yeah, bro, can we know more about that? Like, you guys are asking us about bank robbing. How do you phlebotomize in an emergency?
You do it right while they're in their car, and they barely come to a complete stop.
So you scramble people's brains? You give people phlebotomies and shit?
No. Phlebotomy, like I take their blood and I inject stuff into them. I'm basically a vaccine deliverer.
This is different about radar.
All weekend, I'm supposed to master the double vaccine. I'm supposed to be able to hit two arms at once, and just cars are going to pull up to me in a super Walmart parking lot, and I'm supposed to double jab all day long, not missing a single arm, because if anybody gets hurt, they're going to blame the vaccine, and everything's going to be my fault that the pandemic gets extended. So it's kind of a lot of pressure.
Whoa.
That sounds like a good skill to have during COVID.
You sound very stressed out.
Yes.
I'm okay. You guys understand high pressure jobs. You guys rob banks.
Yes. I mean, we to be honest with you, we picked the smallest, most podunk, most redneck banks you can find. like the Chattanooga Savings and Loan. That is our speed.
So you rob mom and pop banks, like where the people on the receiving end are really hurt hard.
We're not taking on Wells Fargo or Bank of America or anything like that.
Nothing that's FDIC insured.
we are addicted to the adrenaline of the little banks, but we're too scared for the big banks. Little adrenaline rush, little junkies.
What's the closest call you've ever had? I mean, you guys sound very skillful, but there must have been some of them maybe happened, maybe a mistake, maybe you weren't as light on your feet as you said. The cops came a little too early.
Well, that is how I learned the lesson about my shoes.
Yes, you see, there was one occasion where we were romanced by a cop pair.
What?
Yes, there were undercover cops inside the bank, and they almost drew us apart. They almost separated our love.
Wait, they romanced you? You were... Wait, how does this work?
It was a 4-way romance. They were romanced by my shoes.
As you were robbing a bank, you fell in love with someone else?
Yes,
I think this was strictly physical.
This female cop had very, very sparkly eyes that I could not resist, and her male counterpart was very fetching to Shu.
It was romance for the ages. A bank is very romantic place.
We had to pause the robbery to have a rendezvous.
So I think we're sensing a pattern here. You guys, when you burst into a bank to rob it, you're very vulnerable, and you're opening yourself up.
Yeah,
and that's when you're subject to falling in love with people. So you saw each other, you fell in love. You saw these cops, you fell in love. Like you're open, you're vulnerable.
You're vulnerable, but you
yourselves.
have to present the illusion of strength.
Wow, that's
This is not the only love that we have had in the bank. Not just me and him, and not just the undercover police. We fall in love, thousands of times, maybe? Thousands of times?
Many, many times.
We fall in love all the time. And the most dangerous one was the one where we fall in love with the police officers. But the other times is romantic evening.
Wow. Yes. Okay, so I'm kind of a movie buff. What's your favorite bank robbing movie?
Have you ever seen The Apple Dumpling Gang?
No. Is that a bank robbing movie?
It is a movie about kids and adults that rob people in the Old West.
Wow. Yeah, the Old West.
With Tim Conway.
Okay. That's an oldie but a goldie. How about you, Shu? You movie buff? You like bank robbing movies?
Did you ever see the movie Tombstone?
Yeah, with Kurt Russell.
That's more of a people robbing movie, but I like that movie because there's a lot of killing.
She also enjoyed Val Kilmer's shoes.
Val Kilmer's shoes were so sexy and light on his feet, but strong.
Kurt Russell's mustache, it robbed my heart.
Walt Rader loves the mustache.
Okay, favorite thing about each other. I'm just so fascinated with this pairing, and it seems like you guys are so much in love, even though you've kind of romanced other people, including police officers. Favorite thing about each other. Let's start off, Shu. What's your favorite thing about old Walt Raider over there? Look at that guy.
Smell.
What does he smell like?
Pizza.
Is it because he eats a lot of pizza?
Every day?
Yes, she likes Tombstone the movie. I like Tombstone the pizza. Hey.
Okay, now to you, Vault Raider. Okay, she likes smell. What is your favorite thing about Shu?
Well, my favorite thing about Shu is the way she points her gun at people. She does it in a very dignified but very passive-aggressive manner.
He's blushing.
Baby, you know just how to make my heart go pitter-patter.
You have to look at your partner's body language, and you have to appreciate the way that she moves and the way that she threatens people with violence.
I do love killing.
Dr. John, have you ever once noticed my body language?
I haven't. Yeah, but I've noticed your smell though. It's musty. It's like a Catholic schoolboy's locker room. That kind of like old Jim and Balls, young Balls smell?
Well, I have to say this, gentlemen, as sexperts, I have a question for you. So, what's more important for sex? Is it body language or is it smell?
That actually reminds me. We actually talked about this with Dr. Fauci, Dr. Anthony Fauci, with Operation WAP Speed. Now, a lot of people say it's
Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Yeah, that's how you pronounce his name. He's Italian. Oh no.
He's going to be offended.
Oh
Dr.
no.
Fauci.
He's going to be offended
Hello.
at our title. We got to change the title.
Oh shit.
You,
Okay.
you do not talk to my kinsman, Dr. Fauci, like that.
Okay. No, I'm so sorry. Listen. Delilah, you were keeping track of time. Delilah, we're all out of time. We gotta. There's another act after us. I'm so sorry. We've ran out of time, and plus we've offended Dr. Fauci, Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Why do you say it that way?
Just the way you pronounce it. Thank you so much, Vault Raider and Shoe. Or sorry, we didn't get to. We'll put it on our website, Operation WAP Speed. Sorry.
Maybe we should change it before we put it on the website so we don't get.
Yeah, well, it's like with the wet ass pussy song. Everybody loves that. Anyways, so Vault Raider, Shoe, you guys are delightful. I love what you do. Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to put out there in the world? Maybe a book? Anything that you want people to check out?
Well, I don't want people to know anything about me. I don't want people searching me. I want to be as anonymous as possible. I mean, really, I shouldn't even be doing
This is the perfect podcast for that.
That's actually interesting. That's the first non-plug we've ever had. What about you, Shu?
Yes, in this time of year, many people in need, and donate to the podcast, donate for the food donations, and but I don't have anything to plug either for myself because I am also anonymous.
Yes, it should be said that we do donate a certain amount of the proceeds from our illegal activities to the less fortunate and needy.
Absolutely. We're philanthropists.
You guys are like Robin Hoods. You're both Robin Hoods. That is delightful. Well, thank you so much, Vault Raider and Shoe. Wasn't expecting this today, but it was a delight. That's it for the Sexperts. I am your host, Dr. John T. Alanese, SCPM.
I'm Delilah Hayder, and I'll be sticking people in Super Walmart in Chesapeake, Virginia this weekend. If you ask nicely, I'll stick it in your butt.
That's a great place to rob banks, Chesapeake, Virginia. Lots of redneck podunk banks there.
See you sex time.
To do it simply true, we're the Sexperts.
All right, that's it. Thank you. Yes. Applause, applause, applause. All right. Whoo. All right. We're out of character now. Look at that with the movie magic. Give it up for two of my favorite people in the whole wide world. And I was completely surprised. I did not know that Ed Cardigan and Alba Woolard were going to be on the show tonight. Yes. Brian, thank you so much, Alba. Alba and Ed, and yeah, you guys haven't been on the podcast together, but you are stars. In fact, we had you guys both on very, very early episodes, and we haven't had you on in a while. How's it go? I know Alba is in Chicago right now. How's it going there in Chicago?
It's still a pandemic.
To do it simply true, we're the Sexperts.
Thanks so much for listening to the Sexperts podcast that go on podcast production. If you like what you heard and you want to keep this little show going, then please consider donating at paypal.me/sexpertspodcast or donate $1 a month at patreon.com/sexpertspodcast.